I want to show you an example of the difference between the way that people create art that's often disempowering versus the way that I encourage people to make art so that they can get in touch with their process. So this is how I don't make art. So I'm going to think of something that I want to draw. I'm going to try to draw a cat. And I'm thinking of a specific cat that I want to draw, and this way that the cat was laying on the bed, and I really want to capture it. So I'm gonna start with the ears, and then like its face is kind of like this, and there's whiskers, but I feel like the whiskers are a little bit thinner than that, but it's really hard to do it. Well, okay, that's fine. I'm not very good at this, and then I'm gonna start over. Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger this time so that it's easier for me, and maybe like that maybe. And so when I draw this way, there's no way that I will ever be satisfied, because I'm comparing these lines on a page to an experience and an image that I had, and there's a huge difference there between an experience and an emotional connection with an animal or with a moment, and then these lines on a page. And I'm being so focused on this image representing an experience and another image, and I'm comparing the two. I'm never going to get them aligned, and there's this reaching and this disconnection. And a lot of times there's also a comparing it to other people's standards, or pressure, and my identity as an artist is really wrapped up in this. And so there's that feeling a lot of times for people who don't consider themselves artists. The reason that they decided they're not artists is because they were doing this in elementary school, and the teachers are encouraging this way of doing it, and we're all in our society being like, oh yeah, like what are you drawing? What's that gonna be? Well, it's not, cats aren't turquoise, like that doesn't look like a real cat. And that's really discouraging and actually kind of a boring way of creating. So now I'm going to show you how I start my paintings, how I create, and how I encourage my clients and my students to create. So I'm left-handed, so I'm going to use my right hand. I'm going to use my non-dominant hand, and I'm going to close my eyes. And I'm going to really connect with the experience of moving my hand on the page, and just allow my hand to explore the texture, to explore the experience of moving. And then I can open my eyes and look at it and just kind of like retrace what happened and what that feels like. And so I can feel that like moving and changing directions, and whoa, and that actually, there is a story, there's a narrative and a muscle memory in here. I've actually created an experience. This isn't a representation, this is footprints of a true experience right here. So rather than being an attempt to capture a past moment or an imagined moment, this is a moment on the page. And then I can say, oh, this is interesting. I really love this curve. I want to draw this curve out. And this is cool. And I can just continue to explore it with curiosity and accepting what's there. And then it becomes something. And then I could say, oh, that kind of looks like a cat. That's a funny looking cat. I'm going to give it a nose. And this cat might objectively be worse art than the other cat, but it feels really good to me. It's not the, oh, I'm going to start over feeling. It's the, this is a real someone that is emerging and coming to life right now that I have an authentic experience with. And that feels really different to me, and my belief is that it feels really different to the viewer as well, that there is an authentic connection here that translates to the viewer, that this is, when you look at good art in a museum, it's this kind of experience and process that the artist is having, that then they continue to refine and refine until it's an articulate expression of this experience that I've started.